And we're back with Going Corn. Season 3 episode, I don't know. But I'm back from a little hiatus. A couple weeks off for me. You've heard these other two guys pretty often. At this point, I might as well just introduce it as almost like a third host at this point. But I'm going to introduce the Theodore and Simon to my Alvin, Caleb Youngman, and Ryan Vogus. Welcome to the show. How are we doing today?
Doing good, Greg. It's nice to be back. It's nice to see you. I've missed you.
Yes.
You got a little suntan to you.
Just a little.
You got extra pep in your step today. I don't know what happened earlier in the day, but rumblings have been going on.
Rumblings, you say?
Caleb, thoughts?
Why Wiffle now?
Because it's better than Carl.
Ooh, starting off hot, huh? There was a discussion about me on Twitter, and I had no part of it, but Caleb, you've not said a word yet, besides
I just...
why
Yeah.
Wiffle now?
Because it's better than the date.
Wow.
Miller
That's
House.
tough. He's just mad at me for some reason. He's been a real jerk to me tonight.
This is fake news.
That's not fake. Anyway.
You guys are matching. People can't see it, but you guys are wearing the same teal color.
Yes. Anyway, so
I'm counting calories, guys.
we're going to,
Can we talk
Do our-
about that or not?
what, you not being fat anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing.
I mean, it's going to take longer than 2 days, but...
Yeah. Caleb's gone.
Some would say
running.
it probably should have started a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, probably would have been a good idea, but here we are.
Hey, if you didn't know, we have a big event coming up this week in a little old town called Morenci.
What's going on there, Greg?
Thoughts?
The slow pitch tournament. Really excited this year.
Yes.
I think they need a couple extra players
For
Thursday
the
night.
Pickles?
If you want to sign up.
Yeah, I'll play for the Pickles. Sign me up.
The Pickles. The hell are
Whatever
the
their team
Pickles?
is. That's like the team that won last year, I think.
Oh.
Don't care.
We should invite Orable. They'd come to play.
True.
Oh, and fun fact now, the All-Star game. All-Star game is slow pitch.
That's the only way we'll get Orable.
Hey,
out to
Granger
Morenci.
Panthers have some time.
Before I backed out of 18 and 18, one of my questions was, what's the best part about Indiana Wiffle, and what's the worst part of Indiana Wiffle? The best part was going to be something about like the camaraderie between GBL and Leroy.
Basic answer.
And then I would have gone a little more in depth, but I would have just left the worst part at Orable.
Just in general.
Just they're the worst.
Rye, not a big fan. But
Yeah, not a fan.
The Granger
Hey.
Panthers are out.
yeah,
Dead.
I was about to say Granger can
Dead.
make the trip up. They got some time.
Yeah.
Magic.
They could tweet for us. They do a lot of that. So
True.
that'd be good.
Taking pictures of Jeremy. They're good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun pic. He loves the picture though.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll
Any,
be his profile picture
any-
at some point.
Any like action picture of Rat will be put on his Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Used
Snapchat
as the cover
story.
photo for his
Cover
next
story.
for his next concert.
I mean, I think that blue Tacoma pic's going to be up there for a while, though.
Oh yeah.
That's for sure. But
Yeah, national tournaments this weekend, Greg.
oh, is that what we were talking about this
Yeah,
weekend?
yeah. It's
This
should be interesting.
All members of the GBL national, or what some would say the Leroy GBL national team, whatever.
Oh dear.
Doesn't matter at this point. We all play in the same leagues.
Who is
In both
Fraud
leagues.
Newman? Oh, no.
It's Newman. He just changed his thing.
Oh no. Is there another
So-
burner active?
no, it's Newman.
He just changed his thing. Newman, I think, was the only one that didn't put us in the top 8 on that.
I think
podcast.
I don't know if he's like hoeing me right now. He just tweeted at me that I'm the nicest guy. I hope he's staying at the Holiday Inn.
Interesting.
I don't think I've ever talked to him. I hope he's not being sarcastic because I kind of like him.
Tyler just put last year's championship game in our group text after I sent something pretty inspirational today. So
Why?
you tell me. I just brought it up.
Okay, then. Well, anyway, back to what?
Nothing. Moving on. The point is dead. DED.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Yeah, so tune in to the NWLA field accounts this weekend. If you want to watch the GBL Legends featuring a couple GBL guys that you know and then a couple Leroy guys that you know take home a championship.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then Greg holding the ship down for us at third.
True. I should be there the whole time. We'll see.
No events going on this weekend in the Poke World.
It is Entei Day on
Ooh,
Sunday.
I didn't even know
Have
that.
we decided what procedure's going to be if we get in a brawl?
Well, Greg,
I'm backing down.
what team? It's hypothetical.
Well, we know the team that's most likely to happen.
No.
But
I could see us getting in a brawl with Circle City. Okay. I could see Mikey just egging them on.
So if we got in a brawl with Circle City, I would tackle Dudas,
Okay.
and then while we're on the ground, I'd whisper to him about this Indiana tournament. That I'm trying to set up.
Would you sit on Hayworth?
Oh.
Hayworth?
Oh, never mind. I'm going for Hayworth. Fuck him.
You are. I already
Hayworth
got
is
him
gonna be
earlier
there?
this year.
Yeah, he's a coach. He's a coach for Circle City.
He's going to be sitting
Nice.
there murmuring
That
things
fucking traitor.
as his owner goes onto the mound.
He DM'd me about Jackson. He's like, "Is it true?" I think he just wanted to like relay the information to the circle, to the circles.
Traitor.
Sad.
He goes to the
sad.
Hounds.
I know.
And Jackson's the biggest Hound supporter out
Yep.
there.
Just
And he
sad.
just does them like that.
Jackson's a Hounds guy, huh?
Mm.
I
was.
thought that was a thing.
It was. He gave up on him though because they didn't show us any respect.
True.
Interesting.
But
So
yeah. Well, I mean, brawl, I think the only role I have is I've said somebody just knocks him on the ground, I'll sit on him. So
yeah.
if you want that to be the biggest guy, that's fine. If you want it to just be some random guy, then that's fine too.
The only other thing I'd like to plug before we get started is that Going Corn is now officially sponsored by White Claw.
It's claw season.
Yeah. Mango. I love mango.
I'm not a big White Claw fan, but I'll accept it. I'll accept the sponsorship.
That is a typical answer right there.
I'm just not a big seltzer water person.
Oh, well. You can
More inspirational texts.
You can hit it raw when you're on the claws.
Eee. That's a new one.
We will not speak into that narrative. For
Anyway,
reasons.
so
Wow.
shall we move on to Leroy stuff?
What is Leroy?
Yeah, I know, right? I wasn't even there last week, and people thought I was not. I was just sitting myself again when I was actually in Florida, and I brought multiple references.
Did you catch any board games?
Yeah, lots.
What was your favorite?
Tough question.
What game will you bring to nationals?
Any you want. I mean,
No, I mean like what game do you think would be best for a group of like 6 to 8?
there's a few games.
Candyland?
There's one
Oh,
called.
dude.
I'll fuck
I'd
you
stay
in
up to play.
Candyland.
What?
I'll fuck you up in Candyland.
That or Shoots and Ladders.
I'm not playing those games, but
Oh, I'm Greg. I'm too fucking good for Candyland.
true. I am. Thank you for acknowledging this.
What, are we going to play Demons and Dard?
There's one called Tags that's really fun. Try and make different
We're going to play
words.
tag in the hotel lobby. Let's go.
Nope. Last time Caleb ran around with Greg around,
I
it was almost done.
The ankles were taken. Call me the ankle bully.
You were going to tackle me.
I was not going to tackle
Yeah, you were.
All right.
All right.
All right, wiffle ball.
Leroy, huh?
Leroy. So I wasn't there, so I'm going to rely on most of, Vogus and this other guy, Caleb here.
Pulling up the scores right now. So if Caleb's prepared, he can take the first.
I'm on FedEx's homepage right now.
Good times. So none of us are prepared right now because my internet's not working. So
Yeah,
this is
mine's
good.
not really either.
Well, at least we're not fireside chat. So,
What is that? I've never heard of that before.
I'll get it right now. Hold on.
Ooh, quarter of the way there. Caleb is doubling the rest of the league in home runs, RBIs.
Yeah.
It's not good.
All right, 6 o'clock
Greg
games
doesn't acknowledge
from
any of it.
last week.
I've got him.
9-4 Badgers over the Bombers on Harambe. 7-5 Barnstormers over Liners. Maniacs 3-0 over Scrappin' Turtles. Vultures win a close one, 11-9 over the Crocs.
Doesn't
and
count.
the Noble Narwhals win 6-5 over the Bashers. And Squints, to round out the 6 o'clock game, Squints wins 8-4 over the Sliders. 7 o'clock games.
The Sluggers lost 5-1.
Oh, look
to
at
the
that.
Sliders.
Arenado with an error.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The Sliders won 5-1 over the Sluggers. The Narwhals won 4-3 over the Bashers.
Be noble.
The Vultures won 4-3 over the Crocs.
Doesn't count.
That doesn't count. The Maniacs won 2-0 over the Turtles. The Barnstormers won 5-4 over the Liners. And the Badgers won 6-3 over the Bombers.
Badgers get off the slide. I think
Yeah.
those are their first games they've won since beating the Narwhals.
That's what happens when Brett brings 3 16-year-olds to the field to try and play wiffle ball with him.
Well, he didn't want Elijah or Alex, so
Or who?
Alex Clark.
That dude
superfan.
rakes.
I
He had like 3 home runs off of Tyler, and then I saw him hit another home run last
it's
week.
crazy to me because Brett and Eric seem to just not want people that have actually like played in our league or like are maybe competent. Like, you know, he doesn't want Elijah ever or, like Alex.
Yeah,
But I mean, so I took him, and I think it helped my team because I had no one else there besides Zach Heiss.
yeah, I don't know. Alex looked
So-
good when he played against us. Yeah, he had a couple home runs.
Yeah, he hits it hard. So talk about your games dropping 2. I know a lot of that had to do with Jackson. So
Yeah,
prayers up to Vizia.
yeah, it was a tough play.
Was in the first game that happened?
Yeah, it was the second inning of the first game because I pitched the first inning and I was on the bench.
Okay.
Just a hard ground ball got past him. Went to turn around to go to the fence to go get it, and his knee just gave out. Still waiting on the results on that, but prognosis isn't great. But yeah, after that, that kind of dampened the mood on our entire
I'm
field.
sure.
For me, especially, just knowing how
Your best friend guy
Yeah.
you live with.
just that aside, like how excited he was for nationals to
Yeah.
get back out there and try to make up for what we did last year, second place. So that sucked. But Peter Clark, what the fuck's his name? Peter
I think
Clark.
that's him, yeah.
Yeah, that's who Tim decided was a suitable replacement for Jackson. so that happened.
I heard Josh left in the second
Yeah,
game.
so that was game 2, yeah. So it was me, Josh, Peter, and Tyler the first game. We only lost by 2.
Yeah. Close game.
And then game 2, yeah, Josh pitched in the second inning and then decided he had to go. So then we picked up some other random guy. Don't know who he was. Have no idea. Didn't ask his name. I was just done at that point.
Yeah. Tough night.
I don't know. I had a 2-run home run in the 5th to get it within 1, but Peter Clark.
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's-
He did fine for never
I
playing.
mean, yeah,
before.
that's the thing. There's tons of people who didn't. I mean, I got lucky too, and the one guy who played for me is a $40 salary right now.
yeah.
So, I mean, he's doing pretty well, but
Yeah, it's just a tough
lots
week.
of-
Tough week for
I mean,
for
how many new
Crocs.
people do we have? Like 15 new people or something?
Tim said it was the most since like 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting week. A lot of scores that weren't expected.
Yeah.
Speaking of scores that weren't expected, Barnstormers swept the Liners this week. Any thoughts from the other host of the show? Can you tell us what happened? There's rumblings that Caleb can't beat the GBL players.
Those are interesting rumblings. What happened? One of my players gave up all 12 of our runs.
Who was that? I wasn't there.
That was Rob Warren.
Ooh, it's tough.
That's
Interesting.
not usually a winning combo. We'll see how he does this week. If he can bounce back.
Big
Yeah.
Sean bounce back.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's
And then yeah,
But you don't have to face any more GBL teams, so I think you'll probably sweep the next 2 weeks.
I'll be fine. I don't know. I'm playing this week. I've got me, Rob Mills, and Cole Feldy. So that's my team.
Oh, you got 2 GBL guys, so you're good.
Yeah, so I'll be fine.
Gotta change the formula up.
Maybe we're playing the Turtles. So
Nah.
Alec Gerlach, Brian Travis, Tim, and
Do you want to talk about that trade? And can you explain to me why that happened? I'm not in the owners chat, so I don't really get to see anything
Trying
other than
to,
Facebook posts.
I don't, probably just to try and screw me, honestly. I wouldn't. I'm.
all right.
Okay.
I'm 100% saying.
Not what I was expecting, but let's hear.
100%.
Let's hear
I
it.
could see them trading Brian
That's a
Travis
plot
back
twist.
after next week. Absolutely, I could see.
Why
that.
do you think is Robbie not going to be there this week?
You have
No,
a
he is.
personal idea that everyone has a vendetta.
Why do you think Brian
Uh,
Travis is better than Robbie? So that's mind blowing to me.
What do you mean? No, I'm saying so for the Turtles, they've pretty much secured the fact that they're not going to be in the death bracket
Okay.
unless there's some crazy. I think the
They
sliders
traded.
would have to win.
They
out.
traded like their best player away to get a worse player. Is it a
Okay.
salary reason?
No, my personal thought is they're just trying to screw me. so.
I don't understand that thought.
Well, I'm playing the
not
sliders
accurate.
this week,
Right.
so Robbie
Oh, you
goes
play
to the
okay, that makes-
sliders.
Okay. All right. I thought you faced. The
That's what
Turtles.
I was.
Ah,
No,
Okay.
You think we should just tell them? I think, yeah. So we created a Facebook chat, and it's specifically designed to just make moves to screw the narwhals.
True.
There's at least like 7 of us in it.
It's the only chat that I was at.
It's a conglomerate, so
I'm sure.
good job.
Thank you. See, I knew this. I figured it out. I figured out the conspiracy.
So yeah, I don't know. Interesting
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah.
Good
what
for
other
Jordan
moves
though.
were made,
I've
big
bashed
move.
Jordan before. I think that was a good move by him. Good job,
Yeah.
Jordan.
And another, of course, just what WTF with the Sluggers. They somehow get John Gibson on their team to go along with Hayworth, Eric, and freaking Colin Lautenbach.
Correct.
Yeah, it was. I don't know
That's tough.
who passed. I don't.
They were the first.
They were
the
first.
first in there
Oh well.
because everyone else has been making moves.
I mean, good for Eric then. There's no.
Yeah.
Can't really say there's collusion there when you're number 1 on the waiver wire. So.
So Jordan would have had a better position if he didn't drop Alec for Jake Van Vuren.
True.
I don't know. It's good on Eric, but what's Gibson's availability?
He's playing this week.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
For him,
Spotty.
well, for him, I think he plays more than anyone else. Besides Caleb. Like Caleb and Detmars are going to be the guys that
yeah.
John's going to come and play for most often. So
Well, then I guess it's a good move.
yeah,
I don't know. The other Colin's been struggling.
he's still I think $34 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean it's good. It's a lot better than how he started, but
Yeah.
I mean that's definitely the best lineup in the league. Not
Correct.
even close.
Correct.
1 through 4. I thought the Maniacs were gonna have that title locked up with the best 1 through 4, but I think Eric just overtook that.
Yeah.
I think I'm in second place in the standings. I think there are 3 teams better than me right now. Like top to bottom talent wise.
Who dat?
The Barnstormers, the Maniacs. I would have said 4 before Jackson got hurt. Sluggers.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's
yeah, standings coming down real tight here the last couple weeks. You got Barnstormers at 15-3, the Liners and Maniacs. Maniacs on a 10-game winning streak, both at 14-4, and then Crocs 13-5, Maniacs 11-7,
Sluggers.
and then Vultures 10-8, and Turtles 9-9.
we're not even going to talk about the Vultures anymore. They're dead.
They might not even be in the playoffs.
Correct. Their owner is somewhere in Europe. We don't know.
He's playing this week. He's playing tomorrow.
Oh, is he?
According to the lineup, I mean.
Interesting.
And then death bracket teams, you got Sliders at 6-12, 3 teams at 5-13 now: Narwhals, Bombers, and Badgers, and then the Big Unit Bashers at 1-17. So that's update on standings.
So
As we go in the last 4 games.
Only 4 games left. So Sliders are the only ones that could possibly make it out.
True. If they went
that's
out,
if the Turtles get swept twice.
yeah, they play the Liners this week and the Sluggers next week.
Yeah.
So it's a possibility for the Sliders. Hopefully we can win at least one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just depends on Robbie if he's gonna throw strikes right away.
Yeah.
I think that's been his main thing. Because that's always his thing. He chucks so hard, but
Well, that's the same thing I was saying with Colin too. Like,
yeah,
Colin throws missiles, but he's not accurate.
yeah. So a lot of interesting matchups coming. So anything from this past week that you want to mention from week 9? Anything else stand out to you?
Stand out? No.
Okay. Any other transactions?
Guerra loves
Carvalho?
some. He's good.
Yeah.
He's a good wiffle ball player.
Yeah. He's they were dubbing him. I think Caleb dubbed him. Would you say is the face of Indiana wiffle ball besides Jack Fine?
Yeah, it was a good first week to be a Nighthawk. Went out to Indy and played 2 games for the Naptown Nighthawks.
The Nighthawks are 1-2, and the rest of the league has played like 9 games. I don't understand.
How's that even
They were
possible?
waiting for me. So
I was looking at their standings today. And it's just like they've played 3, and everyone else has played 6 or 9. I'm like, I don't understand.
That's interesting.
hot take. Indiana in 3 years, Indianapolis wiffle ball will be the biggest wiffle ball league in Indiana.
Well, yeah, they have a fucking. They have a minor league, South Lake wiffle ball.
Come on.
They're like 9-year-olds. They have a minor leagues.
Oh my lord.
What?
It's facts. Look it up. I'm telling you,
have to move out to Indy.
I'm the Indiana wiffle correspondent. I'm hunting these leagues down. Actually, what am I? Right now I'm the Leroy, or I'm the OTSN Carl Coffee correspondent.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what
You're not Towel Boy anymore?
We all know you're Carl Coffee LWA.
False. He's in this room, though.
That's not true.
That's
I don't know. I'm just speculating. See, I'm
I
allowing
only have
burner talk.
I only have 5 burners, and that's not one of them.
Interesting. Only 5. That's a low number.
only 5.
I have 6 accounts. I don't know if you can see them all right here, but there's 6.
6. Wonderful. I know one's Ryan Vogus and one's GBL.
And the third is Nasty Boys. From there,
So 3 new ones.
from there, speculate.
Interesting. So if there's nothing else, we're going to take a break here and then come back on the other side and talk week 10 out of 11. And we're back on the other side to look Oh man, those are great ones.
You gotta work on your impression there, Greg.
Whatever. I do what I want. So
Spice Adams.
anyway, we're gonna take a look at the matchups for this upcoming week.
Sorry. That one was unintentional.
You can use that for this first matchup thing. We got Bombers versus Bashers. The Bombers are gonna be rolling out Brett, Kyle Schaff, Owen Winters, and newly acquired Jason Hilligans. I forgot about that. Bombers.
What
got
happened to
him.
Juan Moncada?
He was busy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, the Bashers are rolling out Grant, Kyle, Mike Greer, and Elijah Richardson at the 4. Interesting choice. On Harambe, Ryan, thoughts?
Free T-Walk.
Free T-Walk. He's on the Narwhals now.
No. He's not playing. Free T-Walk.
He's not able to join us this week.
Not what I heard.
False.
Is Owen Winters one of the 16-year-olds?
Probably.
Okay. My thoughts is the Bombers. I don't know how Brett's going to pitch this week with Nationals coming up. Hopefully not.
I really hope he just throws overhand.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Bashers, they're bad. Bombers sweep easy. Next.
All right, Caleb.
It was Bombers, Bashers,
Yep.
Bombers, and 2.
Bombers in 2 out of 2. Okay. That's gonna be a sweep in the predictions here for Bombers. Kyle Schaff looking really good.
Bombers would win playing Denise, Carly,
The Bashers have 5 wins.
and Marky Dubois.
No. All the records are messed up on there.
Oh, never
Tim
mind.
didn't adjust them. No, the Bashers are 1-17.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ.
5-13
I
Bombers.
found out who BDE Brantley was this week.
That's interesting.
Continue.
All right. Nothing more to say there. Crocs and Badgers on PNC.
Ooh.
Caleb, you want to roll out the lineups for us?
No, my phone is not on.
Me?
Yeah, Ryan, sure.
Can you give me like 10 seconds? I'm eating a carrot. Read the
I'll-
Bashers lineup.
Okay. The Badgers are rolling out Cam Verlon, Jared, Marty, Ethan Beeshold. And the Crocs.
Yep. All right. So the newish look Crocs. So myself as the 1. Chris Bartley is our number 2 now.
Big Chris Bartley guy.
Josh Schmitz 3 and Tyler Van Kyken 4.
Oh, jeez.
Chris is ready to step into try and fill Jackson's shoes for us.
Historically a good Leroy player.
Yeah, he was a $40 player last year.
Yep.
God bless.
Got drafted in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
This
very
year.
stupidly. But yeah, so I don't know. He's ready. He's getting ready for nationals. He may or may not continue to show up after that. Just spoiler, he will literally not play for any other team, and the only reason he's coming out is because Jackson got hurt.
So they're saying if you try and sign him, then that's going to be a big mistake for you. So because you will not get him. So
yeah, he will not show up. My thoughts is we sweep them.
okay.
I don't know how hard I'm gonna play, but the Badgers, who did they play last week? The 16-year-olds. They haven't been playing well. I'm not scared of that lineup.
Yeah.
Maybe if Sam was there, it would be a little more fun for me, but Sam's avoiding me.
True.
Just like Dave Buzik did last week.
Air quotes vacation. So
yeah, I don't know.
Sad exclamation point.
I got a sweep here, Greg.
okay. I'm gonna say sweep also for the Crocs. Still a good lineup. Bartley.
I live for the
especially.
day where you will disagree with Ryan Bogus.
Yeah.
Tim had an interesting tweet earlier
Yeah. I know.
about our.
Did it have something to do with that?
Huh?
No.
Did it have something to do with this take that I just
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, it
not.
did.
Well, kind of.
Is it PG
Uh-oh.
rated?
Oh, Carl Coffee 69 just tweeted at me.
Uh-oh.
Greg, get off of your burner.
Hold on, let me find this.
So.
Continue your.
yeah, well,
once I find it.
Crocs. Yeah, Bartley's gonna do really well, especially coming out. Just gonna get some at bats. Get a little practice throwing the ball with the wiffle ball, the 8-hole wiffle ball. So, he's rested up from his trip abroad.
Yeah, he's
I
bringing
feel
a
like-
lot of culture back with him.
I'm sure he's excited to actually eat something other than rice and beans.
He said his stomach was a train wreck for the
Oh, I
first
bet.
week he's been home because literally all he ate was rice and beans. While
Did
he
you have
was,
to wipe with rocks? Like
I don't know.
toilet
I think he
paper?
lived. I think he lived in a cave for 2 weeks.
Oh God!
Um,
All right.
That's Bartley for you. So,
But yeah, just go off of what Tim said really quick. It's a great tweet. Greg said some nice words about me yesterday on Twitter to try and hype me up for nationals. And Tim responded with, it's a picture of me in nationals. He said, good thing the bottom of this picture isn't showing because we would see Greg deep-throating Ryan Shaft with his right hand fondling his balls.
Oh. Wow.
Greg,
All right.
Greg,
You
thoughts?
I was just trying to appreciate the fact of all the hard work Ryan has put in by hitting the gym literally since December and putting in a lot of hard work and seeing the results and being there next to him for a lot of it has been good. And I just wanted to give some credit to the guy.
Appreciate
So,
that. I hit 9 home runs in GBL last week.
That is amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hit.
Well,
We're
I correct.
playing,
I think
T1,
I
right?
no, Tyler never pitched. Or no, he pitched a little bit, but not much. I actually had some off Kuna, and most of them were off the other dude. I forget. I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah, I know he pitched. I know
Kites Q.
T-Walk pitched a little bit, but he had a big game for the Narwhals.
Nice.
I watched that whole sequence. I watched him have a ground ball, literally.
Dude, it was the
Bounce
worst. It's
right
the worst
to
fielding.
him.
It's the worst fielding play I've ever watched. In my life.
I just sat there and I'm like,
I
what
even heard
happened?
about it. And I wasn't even there.
The ball was moving half a mile an hour. Tyler just
He did not move.
He didn't move a fucking centimeter.
And he reached down with one hand.
The ball moved like a foot to his left, and he just reaches out with one hand to try and field it cleanly, and it just bounces right off his hand.
What did he do? Did he give his normal reaction? Did he pout and then turn around?
He just immediately just turned around. It was normal.
Nice.
And that gave up a run, and they gave up a couple more. So we were down by one, and then he hits a 2-run homer to win the game. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Are the Narwhals dead?
We're in playoff hopes. If the swim team sweep, then we are out of it. But if they lose any games against the Tacomas,
You are on death row.
What
is your last meal?
I think you might have to bribe Brad a little bit.
I know. I might have to.
I may or may not have bribed him a little bit to beat the Rippers last week.
The Rippers.
Rumors are out there.
The Rippers fall down to the 2 seed.
Are the Rippers dead?
No. I'll say that. It's just going to be a rough matchup for...
No way of knowing.
Like, even if I do make it in the playoffs, it's just going to be like, well, shit. I mean, no Kepshire for me because he didn't make enough games.
Historically, the Narwhals have not fared well against the Nasty Boys in GBL.
Yes, that's true. So, yeah, not going to be great.
But I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys sneak into the 4 seed because I want to play against Lidster. That's something I'm looking forward to.
Has he played against you this
year?
No,
I've never faced him.
Well,
when he came back to GBL, he was Taka for 3 years.
Taka.
So yeah, I know.
So all right.
On.
Well, next matchup. Speaking
one
of
person
Narwhals,
at a time. Goodness,
Well, you're not doing anything for us.
this is true.
oh, did you even predict the series, Caleb?
Probably not.
No.
Crocs Badgers.
Split.
Okay.
Reasons?
Majority is sweep.
Because my brother's due. He's so due,
I hate you.
guys. Oh my God.
Chris.
I mean, this is the week. This is the week. If it's not
Played
this
well
week,
last week.
If it's not this week, it's never.
Uh,
He's too good. He's too good to be doing this bad. Did I cover it for you?
well,
Sounds about right.
One of two things may happen. Chris may struggle game 1, or Josh may need to go to a wedding game 2. So.
Oh yeah, we didn't. Did we kind of touch on that?
Yeah, we did.
Not happy. Go on.
Yeah. All right. Next matchup is Narwhal Sliders. Is Caleb? Do you want to do the lineups?
Sure. The Narwhals are rolling out a lineup of Greg Geerling at the 1, Zach Heiss at the 2, Tony Lucido at the 3, and just kidding. Tony Lucido at the 1, Zach Heiss at the 2, Greg Geerling at the 3, and Justin Decking at the 4.
I wasn't looking at it. I thought that was ridiculous.
No, absolutely not.
I got at least half of the people that listen to this, so I got like 6 people. Robbie at the 1, Jordan at the 2, Austin Warner at the 3, Jake Van Buren at the 4. You're playing on Wrigley. If the wind's howling out, could be a tough day to be a Narwhal.
Why?
Robbie.
Okay, but we play better with the wind blowing out.
Oh, do you? That's news.
We've lost every single game the wind's blowing in, except for one.
Okay.
We beat the Vultures on that somehow that day. Justin hit a home run right over the fence. But anyway, so what are your thoughts? Keep going. Sorry.
Can I give them, or
I just said sorry.
do you have anything else?
I just jumped in with
okay.
one thought.
Yeah.
Greg, you've been cut off.
45 seconds. You're on mute. This is no longer your podcast. I'm going to say split and then use the other 30 seconds of silence just enjoying the cutoff. I'm kidding. Split. If it's blowing out, I think the Narwhals do have a good chance to sweep here. Robbie's just a difference maker. So game 1, if he pitches well and hits well, I could see them getting the split. So I'm going to say split. And hope Zach pitches well and Justin continues to pitch well. those are my thoughts. Split.
Brian.
I'm going to go with a Narwhal sweep here. Robbie obviously was a great pickup for Jordan. He finally made a move that makes sense to me. But the rest of his lineup, I don't really know what Jordan's been doing this year. But Warner, I know he's a pretty good pitcher, but he's not a hitter. And Van Buren, I don't know. I think Greg's put together a pretty good team here. Narwhals are on a roll. They finally got their manager back to actually manage them for once. So I think that's going to make a difference.
For once.
I don't know. I just haven't seen a lot of managing out of you this year, Greg. Either league.
I've missed
your attendance record's about 30%.
Yikes.
I've missed 1 week in Leroy, and I've missed every week except for like 2 in GBL. That's facts. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I did not take my role, or I did not think my role with Orville would be as big, but it was. So
I hear that it's really just a title, and you don't actually get to make any decisions.
Anyway, so
At Alex Friedman, thoughts?
I'm predicting a Narwhal sweep as well. Be noble. I've got some wins. I can predict sweeps now. So 5 in a row. Going to try and move it to 7 in a row. There's no way I get out of the death bracket, but we'll try and have some
Do you
fun
think
there.
you're a better or worse team without Chris Steele now?
Based
Based off of who you've picked up.
I think
place.
I got lucky with Tony.
Yeah.
Honestly, Tony's a really good
Doesn't
player.
answer the question. Are you better or worse?
I'm getting there. Gosh, I lucked out and got Tony, and I think Tony is a way better pitcher than Chris was.
Yeah.
And I think they both can hit about the same. So I think I'm not losing much with the bat. Probably Chris gets a couple more home runs over a season, but Tony's been doing really well. So he's healthy. He's back. He's ready. So
I still haven't got to see him play, but the stats speak for himself.
Yeah. So, and that's why I kind of featured my lineup with me at the 3. I wanted Tony and Justin in the field for me, and then I did not want to be in the field for Justin. So that's kind of my rationale there. So hopefully we can take 2 and try and get some runs off of Warner. And if Jake's off, Jake is always an enigma for me. He's either really on with his pitching and he's really good, or he's off and he gives up at least 325.
He stuffed
pitch
the
home
ovens
runs.
back in 2016. Said,
Yeah,
"See ya."
so did Al Freeman and Shane and Ryan Barnes. Tell me how we lose to that freaking team. God, that was terrible.
Yikes.
That was terrible.
They lost to that team of Friedman, Jake Van Buren, Ryan Barnes, and who else? Shane. Lost to a team of Jack Hilligans, Kyle Jansma, you never saw, who's probably a top 5 player ever in the league, Matt Dykstra, and Greg. Swept in 2.
No, they did not sweep. It went to game 3. Matt dropped a fly ball, and then I gave up a grand slam.
They
We
took you
lost.
guys behind the woodshed.
It didn't help that
the free
none of
agent
the-
otters.
Didn't help that that was the biggest crock. Why did we even have a freaking Otters team? That was so stupid.
The otters.
Because it was supposed to be who was the other guy? Alex, right? Or
Alex who?
Moving
or
on.
What's his name? Alex Barnes?
Aaron.
Aaron. He hasn't played in a while, so it was supposed to be him. It was supposed to be the people that played the most, and then they got Shane, who at the time was a $40 player, and Al, who played like a $30 player. So
The otters will go down as a better team.
fun
than the
fact,
Ovens.
I hit my first ever home run, actually, when I hit it, off of Al Freeman.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
I mean, that was the first time I had ever done that, and the time when the pitching was not very great.
I mean, the last time I saw Al Friedman pitch was in the death bracket last year. Got to watch.
It's not
What are
really.
your thoughts on that, Greg?
So the 2 years I've been involved in the playoffs, Al has made me lose both times. So I'll
just
take that as
multiple 25-pitch home runs on a non-windy day.
So, Is it safe to say that Al has killed the narwhals?
I guess so.
Oh,
Well, with a broken arm, he's not going to be in the playoffs this year.
who
So
knows? Who knows? He's making a quick recovery here.
he
I'm
asked
sure
Grant,
he's refilling
I
his
think, if he was on
prescriptions.
the team. So
Wow.
that's interesting. But anyway, moving on. Jeez. To the Sluggers Barnstormers. Sluggers, John Gibson, James Hayworth, Colin Lautenbach, and at the 4, Gags' friend / Eric. Don't know who that is. Barnstormers are rolling out.
Right.
Barnstormers are going to roll out Tuck, Feldy, Gags, and Ian Galalalalalala. Okay, thoughts, Caleb?
The Barnstormers can pitch.
True.
Saw that last week, although I still think they gave up more runs than championship
More than
game.
usual.
Championship game last year was a 1-0, 2-1, 3-2 to finish, and they gave up 9 runs combined. So, I know we'll see. John looked a little rusty last week. James, he's been playing well. Colin, I think there'll be a few runs given up. Probably be low scoring. The wind's blowing out. Definitely favors the Sluggers. I'm going to say split just because I think both of these teams have strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say split.
If-
I'm not in the mood for a take on this game.
If Eric plays, I could see
I'll get subtweeted and then also have sideways comments made to me by Gags during GBO. So
Is Eric sitting a game for a reason, or
I don't know if. Well, maybe I think he might have just something.
White
going
Claws. That was what was stated. Just
he's got to
either-
get loose a little bit?
correct.
Either that or he's just trying to save his arm. I don't know. I think that's why
I
Gags is
I
at
respect
3.
it. Yeah, that is why Gags is at the 3. But
So, I'm gonna say that the Sluggers sweep. I think, like I said, where are they playing? Fenway.
yeah, fuck that field.
Typically, it's kind of a blowing out field.
Should
So
burn it down.
I think Colin and John can get some home runs off of them.
I'm shocked they have Gags at the 3 low key.
Well, again,
He's been
Ryan
good.
can touch on this, but a lot of pitching there, but it just depends. They've been exposed before, so I think that's gonna be my hot take for the week.
Tuck gave up the most
Sluggers.
runs of anybody last week.
Yeah, and that's why I think him at the 1 is just gonna give up a couple more runs than
Yeah,
they can handle. So
Honestly, I would put low key Ian at their 1 or 2. He was filthy.
So Ryan, thoughts?
Okay. Last
Do-
take I make.
do you want to go? Do you want to go, Caleb?
Nope. Go ahead.
You're sleeping on the floor right now.
Okay. Here's gonna be my hot take. I got the Barnstormers sweeping this week.
Yeah.
Gags is in the 3 because there is potential. 1, that he's on the national team, filling in for Jackson, and 2, his role would be as a relief pitcher for us. So he's trying to save his arm to make sure he's fresh for Saturday.
So I should hit myself.
But Feldy is also fresh. He was in the mountains last week doing some peyote. Probably had some visions.
Confirmed.
And
Oh gosh.
I think he's going to come back rejuvenated.
Probably got some herbs.
And then, yeah, Tuck's been good. He's been Tuck.
Yep.
He's playing right where he was last year, right around 40. And Ian's been a revelation in wiffle ball for both leagues.
It's been incredible, though. I knew he was gonna be good. Just the first week he played with me, he struggled a little bit. But
you jumped off the Ian bandwagon.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
you did.
Oh yeah, you did.
Absolutely.
Oh,
What do you mean?
Run the tape back. You were like, oh, he's not that good.
Yes.
No, I said
You
he
said
wasn't-
it's gonna.
No,
You
no,
said it's gonna take him.
This is exactly what I
Don't
said.
weasel your way out of
no,
this one.
This is exactly
you were
what I
Ian
said.
Hater.
Everyone asked me, "Oh, how did he do?" And I said he did not do well his first week, but I think he'll be better. I think he'll get better. That's exactly what I said.
No, we
Yeah,
were
okay,
on the
then.
train. You were off of it. It's okay.
You're in the minority.
Whatever.
Me as a day
I'd say
one
that.
Ian Galavova supporter, I think he's gonna kill it. So yeah, that's the end of my take. Greg, you interrupted me. Go Ian. Down with Greg. Caleb, thoughts?
I also bought a ticket on the Ian train. I think it's going to pay off dividends probably when he outs the liners this year. So those are my thoughts.
Okay. Next matchup is going to be the Liners, as we just mentioned, against the Scrappin' Turtles. Rye, you want to give us the lineups?
Yeah, absolutely. Who?
Liners, Turtles.
All right, we're there. All right, so the 3-13 Liners, they are rolling out a bomb squad of Caleb Yonkman, Rob Warren, the guy who gave up 12 runs that Caleb talked about earlier, Zach Mills, Zach Mills Muller, and Cole Feldy. So real good there. And then
Let's go, Mills.
The Turtles are rolling out Alec Gerlach, the newly acquired Brian Travis, Tim Wiltshire in the 3-hole, and Zach Turpin in the 4.
So the Sliders, you mean? Because that's been the Sliders lineup pretty much all year.
Yeah. Yep. So switch out
Moselle for
Tim for Moselle. It's probably, I mean, this year it's probably a wash.
Yeah.
I think Tim's been actually playing pretty serviceable.
He has been playing pretty well. I think not being an owner's helped that.
Again, I don't have the stats up, but I don't know. Whenever I look at Tim, I feel like he's done at least one thing. But yeah, I think Caleb's 3-4 is tough.
Actually, I will say I played against Mills.
I heard he said he only gave up 1 run.
True. He was pumping the zone. He's throwing pretty well.
Let's go,
Which is
LFG.
pretty shocking.
He hit a lot of good line drives, but that field, the corn shed is
Mills has some
tough.
new energy after setting his hinge location to River North. he's here.
True.
I also did the same, so I and it's paid off dividends. So Mills has some ability. We'll say that.
I'm gonna pick the Liners to sweep here. Caleb finally picked up some GBL guys after being just bent over by the other GBL teams.
There we go.
I mean, historically in 2019, Caleb is 0-4 against GBL-led teams in Leroy. So just want to make sure everyone knows that. So he picked up 2 GBL guys that I brought to the league, Tim, and I think he's going to sweep the Sliding Turtles this week.
The Rappin' Squirtles.
That was pretty good. Caleb, thoughts on this matchup?
I'm most nervous probably about Brian Travis. I mean, I own about 90 acres of real estate in Alec Gerlach's head, so I'm not concerned about that. But I'm kidding. I love Alec.
He doesn't love you.
Yeah, I know. But he's got his name on the... Well, technically he doesn't. I still haven't brought the ship to...
Has anyone the last 3 years?
No. It's kind of a tradition.
Does he listen to these shows?
Who?
Alec?
Probably not.
I was going to say, Alec is... he's got a 100% rate of bringing girlfriends that aren't terrible to look at.
Correct. Correct. If he could continue that, that'd be nice.
Tim's a big fan.
Why do you think he's a turtle? Brian is good. I know nothing about Zach Turpin, just like I know nothing about half the people playing.
Yeah, I've heard Turpin's name 8 times. I don't think he's ever
Never
showed
seen
up.
it. I don't think I've ever actually seen him. I don't know who that is. Tim's been pitching
Pretty
better.
serviceable.
Is he?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Caleb.
I don't know. I really don't know. Let's say split.
Okay.
The confidence of Caleb has wavered drastically over the last few weeks.
Interesting.
Yeah. It'll change.
He was so confident in his lineup.
I don't know what happened in the last few weeks.
NWLA tournament.
That hasn't happened yet. So
once that does happen, I'm sure my focus will shift. But right now, I'm really not.
Do you think it's you that's hindering your team, or do you think it's
probably?
Your teammates that are
To be
hindering
honest, I was playing
There's
like
only so many times you can play as a $90 player. So.
I was playing at $82, and I'm down to 73, so I'm probably responsible. So I'll take that one on the chin. My bad, guys.
You do have a lot of salary that you haven't used yet.
Well,
what are you waiting for?
A player
to sign.
Well,
hey, Mills
will be eligible after this week.
Mills, I've said this, outside of the GBL Padres, Mills is like number 2 on the depth chart for me, behind Cole Feldy. So I've got my 1 and 2 favorite GBL guys. They're Doovies in a close third.
It's a take.
Yeah.
Not one that I agree with, but
Bobo is behind Nate Bryan, and I don't even know who Nate Bryan is.
Nate Bryan is a fantastic human. Check out his YouTube at Nate Bryan. A lot of good ASMR videos on there.
Oh, God. Come on. I didn't need that.
I
hate you so much.
thoughts for me. I'm gonna say liners sweep.
Wow,
I think-
y'all have a lot of confidence in Mills. Respect.
Well, that's the thing. I've seen him play, and I do believe in Cole. I know he's grossly undervalued. If he can be a $20-some player, I think he'll be fine on that team. No Jeff Borkowski this week. Shout out Deer Creek alumni.
Jeff is traveling.
Yes, that's all right. I mean, he's been good for you all year, so not having him is gonna be tough. But I think Caleb finds a way to always find a way to win in these situations. So I think sweep here. So Turtles have a
Majority's a
rough
sweep.
with no Robbie either. I know they have. If they would have just kept Robbie and I don't know why they didn't do that.
I don't understand. That's why
Yeah.
I was trying to get you guys to explain that trade to me earlier, because I don't understand it.
Yeah, and I know I was joking about the whole everyone but yeah, it didn't make much sense to me either.
They didn't get better.
No.
So what? It wasn't like a salary move, right?
Maybe they wanted Brian Travis to be able to try and hit off of Caleb. Because he's the
so is it
only
a 1 week rent a trade?
him and Matt are the only people that I've ever seen hit fast pitch home runs off of Caleb. Actually, and Edge did too.
Yeah, I haven't got to face him enough.
So, but
He only threw me balls. So
That was a shared endeavor.
So, yeah, so sweep there. And then the Maniacs
Nice.
and the Vultures. Caleb, do you got the lineups? Or he's
no,
on
I'm
Hinge.
I'm on.
So for the
Facebook.
Vultures, we have
you.
Garrett Lytle, Dave Buzek making his return after avoiding me last week.
Oh.
Quinn is back
Okay.
from Ireland, and Luke Hilligans is their 4. For the Maniacs, you got Vince Carullo, who is killing it this year
He's given up
since
2 runs.
since leaving the Narwhals. Kevin Vroeg, John Enningberg, and Jack Hilligan's back for the first time in 6 months. I'll kick it to you, Greg.
I'm gonna say Maniacs stay on the hot streak and win 2. Vince, is great. So that's my boy still.
Is it?
Hopefully he'll be wearing the Narwhals hat. So
Fun fact, I'm sure you guys have seen my hats and what my dog likes to do to them. Got home from my workout
come
tonight.
on.
So she chewed off the top, the little thing that's on the middle of the top of the hat. I now have 0 hats. Oh, actually, my set 'em up hat's still good, but
Okay. That's a Marley big thing.
loves chewing off the top of hats.
So yeah, Maniacs sweep on the corn shed. Interesting field.
Don't even get me started.
I know. You guys know that best.
I have Maniac sweep. I'm 100% responsible for starting the narrative that the Vultures are dead, and I need to stand by that and keep it moving because Garrett gets really upset. So, Maniac sweep.
Garrett won 2 without anyone.
They're still dead.
Sir,
And I know there's a lot of circumstances there, but that's
That was
bunch of
really
fun.
offensive. Wow.
Just I was pointing to the fact that I think
he didn't have anyone, but I had fucking Peter Clark and some random trucker off the street. And Tyler Van
and I
Kuyen.
said there were circumstances.
Tyler did fine, but it was just me and Tyler by the end of the night.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck bag. Anyways, easy Maniac sweep. Vultures are dead. But I hope Dave has a good week.
Yeah, I miss Dave.
Yep.
Very nice.
Dave.
Dave, big guy in helping with
We're having
nutrition.
We're
for the
having a
tournament.
conference with Dave before the games. He's going to give us a quick 30-minute rundown on nutrition and also beverage
We should have
choice.
brought him just for that.
I know. Yeah.
Shit, we could have paid for his hotel too.
I reached out to Dave for some nutritional tips for nationals to try and make sure we stay hydrated this weekend, and he was very, very supportive and answered right away. Very in depth. I appreciate it,
Yeah.
Dave.
So what owner or
They will always tell you the good. Like he's always got a plan. And
he's a good dude. I
is.
like our little rivalry that we have. It's fun.
what manager is in charge of walk-up songs?
Matt Zarowski.
Zarowski.
It's a bad idea.
He's the only one that's
It's not
done
gonna
them in the
work.
past. And
Shit.
So we have. we have.
Make
options.
Gags do it.
So
Oh, he's playing.
so we
Never
got.
mind.
So we got Cole, Andy, Mateo, and Kubaki.
that could do
as
it. Do you want-
Who? Say him again.
Cole, Andrew Feldy, Mateo.
How is Mateo the most reliable out of those
And
four?
Kubaki?
No.
Kubaki won't be functionable. I'm just going to tell you right now, Kubaki will be
Messed up.
so sunburnt by the end of the weekend that he will be unable to move.
Frog lobster.
He thinks the bandana helps.
Have you guys seen the pictures of him where he gets sunburnt? He gets
Oh,
he gets,
the mirror pick.
He gets
Yeah.
he gets
Oh,
drunk and then just like stares at the sun for 4 hours straight. It's so bad.
This guy's not going to notice anything.
And it does,
It's gonna be
I'll tell
great.
him too. Like it was, I forget last time I told him, like, dude, like you need to get out of the sun. He's like, no, I'm fine, man. Trust me. Trust
Fine.
All right, Mikey.
Trust me, bro.
So we should
But
probably
I mean, Feldy's gonna be high as shit.
we should probably discuss maybe some potential rumblings of what could happen in the Mega Men room. I don't think people in
That
Leroy
room is gonna be
understand.
quarantined for just. It's just gonna be like it's gonna be like
It's going to be a Kevin situation.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Sir,
like
I
nuclear.
had to burn your shoes. They were a hazard.
Every sheet is gonna have to be burned.
I can offer you free breakfast.
Like
Please give the listeners the roster of what that room looks like.
Oh, so the Mega Men room for Nationals is we're leading off with Kyle Gagliardi, and then you go Jeremy Radishak.
Hold on. Just for the record, Kyle Gagliardi has put many trade requests through the waiver wire to get out of that room. All have been denied by league powers. Continue.
So Kyle Gags. Next, you got Jeremy Radishak, known the last couple of years of just getting sick and just lighting up a storm. And then coming in at third, you got Mikey Kubaki, who's just a stench pit. So you got him at 3. Coming in at 4, you got Tyler Walk. Tyler is just, if he's not fucking, he's farting. So hopefully the GERD doesn't kick in this week. And is Zarowski their 5th?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes, there's 5 in
Zarowski-
All
this
right,
room.
so
Zarowski- hold on.
predictions.
I need to tell the people, Matt Zarowski, he's now played a week in Leroy.
Okay.
His nickname in Griffith is Stinky for reasons that don't need to be explained.
All right. His breath was hot as hell last week.
Dude, his fart, it sounded like he jumped into water. It was so wet.
Oh,
That was
dear
disgusting.
goodness, dude.
All right,
Please
so
choose.
our last predictions. Greg Vogus, bet assignments, and then who is getting the floor?
Gags and Rat in one bed.
Probably.
T-Walk and Kubaki in the other. And Zarowski on the floor.
Jeez.
Actually,
Zarowski needs to be locked in the bathroom with like a towel.
he's going to be in the bathtub.
With a towel at the bottom of the door so nothing leaks out.
They're going to put him in the bathtub. Get him a pillow and put him in the
This is incredible.
It's,
I can't do it. This is great.
The over-under of my time spent in that room is going to be 15 seconds.
Definitely taking
It'll
the
be
under.
at the beginning of the trip.
The under.
I will come in and say hello and be like, if you guys need me, I will be down in the Tucker driver room.
Correct.
Feel free to come visit.
Stay
if
away.
need be.
Good. This is just out of control. I love it.
This is content.
I just want to give a quick update. Bartley has arrived to my house, and he is watching Zac Efron workout videos while he waits for me to get home.
That is the most Chris Bartley thing
That is, yeah.
you could have said.
Did I
Guaranteed
expect
they're-
anything else?
They're
No.
also in Spanish, but continue.
So,
Question bag.
yeah. Not a big question bag today.
Oh,
Thank God.
boo.
I know. Jared, let's get the Jared questions going. Will the Badgers get out of the death bracket if the Vultures don't pay the league fee?
Yes, by system of elimination.
I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say the Sliders because they have a better record than them right now. They'd be the next team up, right? So, that's why I say no.
I think the Badgers can pass the Sliders by the end of the year.
Yeah.
If we don't, especially if we don't sweep them, I don't know who they play next week, but
True.
I don't know, the Badgers are a better team. But yeah.
Yeah. Who's going to take the 1 seed in the death bracket? Caleb?
I don't know.
Isn't that the same question?
No.
Probably you,
Kind of.
Jared.
I mean, I'm answering it the same. Badgers.
Narwhals.
Oh, wow.
The Badgers, Corn Bombers, and Narwhals.
What's
are
your
all
record?
tied 5-13.
Oh, yeah, okay, then you.
Those are all tied at 5-13. So it's just a matter of who wins the most games out of the next 4. I think the Badgers, don't they play the Bashers the last week? So that might be good for them, and especially if they win 1. So I'd say Badgers or myself. Will Greg be getting into this week in Morenci?
Yes.
I think he left out a word.
It.
We'll be getting into it.
You gonna fucking get into it, Greg?
Yeah.
You betcha.
All right.
How many claws this weekend?
0.
How many Yingling?
Just depends. A lot
Zero
Thursday.
claws for me this weekend. I'm not drinking for a month.
He says that.
I confirmed I'll have a few cocktails on Thursday night.
And then no more.
I might mingle a little bit with some of the that was me, sorry.
Not me.
I was about to say.
I was about to say, you look right over there. 'Cause
It slipped out. I don't even know where that came from.
Speaking
That
of
was a
farts.
gift from Mateo.
Might have a drink with Anthony LaValle. See how that goes.
Could be good, could be bad. There would be no way of knowing.
AWAA. We're going to take some kamikazes. With the
I was already told my bedtime is 10, so I will not be partaking.
True.
Fucking get into it, Greg.
Is Greg looking forward to cuddle session with Brett? Always.
Last year, Brett was trying to get up in that ass.
Brett seems like he's snuggly.
He's something. That's for sure.
Eric and I have unmatched cuddle sessions, so
I don't think Brett and Greg.
it's
hot.
pretty seductive.
True.
You should have. I mean, Brett's outfit at Set 'em Up last weekend was just it dripped.
I wish I was there
It
for
dripped
that.
sex.
He came through dripping.
Drip,
Drip,
with
drip.
the rip in the jeans. It was nice.
The rip in the jeans, the cut up shoes.
So
I'm
much-
loving the little swoop in the back of Caleb's hair right now.
It was a
Speaking
look.
of cuddles and stuff.
So much so that a wedding party was trying to have him.
Huh?
What is this? I stand up for.
Oh, Garrett made an appearance too. I was
Huh.
happy about that.
Garrett Lytle.
He talked shit to me the entire time about sweeping me,
Oh,
up until the moment I left,
nice.
talking about how trash I am, and I can't really say anything.
What? Yeah. I mean, people tend to do that to you, right?
You know,
I don't know why.
top.
Are the Sluggers a shoo-in to win it all now that they acquired John?
no?
But their chances become much higher.
There's a lot of good teams at the top. So it's just gonna be a dogfight, I think, between those top teams in the playoffs. It's gonna be some good playoff matchups this year. At least hopefully, and I don't think we will get like a Youngman and Detmar matchup again in the semifinals, which would be nice.
I think
Difference.
Eric's team is a lock for the championship game.
Really.
I'm not saying I think they're gonna win. We just have to see how the bracket plays out. But I think his team is locked for that.
So right now they would play you,
No, never mind. He's fucked.
and then after that they would play the Barnstormers. So it's looking like that 2-3 matchup. I mean, if it was chalk, it would be Barnstormers Crocs and then Liners Maniacs in the semifinals.
Caleb not making it to the semis.
So,
I think Caleb's best hope is facing us.
facing you.
Yeah.
Well, that
I'd have to see how my roster shakes
that wouldn't
out.
happen unless it was in the championship, as of right now.
Yeah, still got 2 weeks left.
Yeah, true. Who will win a championship first, the Badgers or the Backdoor Sliders? Who knows at this point? I'm going to say the Badgers because, again,
So
maybe
tired
short
of
form.
questions like this. Oh.
Anyway,
I'm going to say Jared and the Badgers because Jared's going to draft me next year and we're going to run roughshod,
true
even
story.
though I'm retiring.
I may not be an owner next year. Continue.
Let's see. Brett asks, can we get some Brazilian girls on the next show?
Ask Matt Dykstra.
You guys know Brazilians?
Matt knows many.
How?
Interesting.
Can you
He
elaborate?
has sources. That's all I can say.
I'm not opposed to this. Unless
I'm historically an ass guy, and Brazilians.
Unless I have a lady friend at that point, then I'm
Oh
going
my God! Here we go.
Anyway,
You gonna pull the Caleb and just go MIA once you get a girlfriend for 2 months, and then I predict the entire breakup from fucking years away.
no.
I can confirm this is true.
Greg, if you get a girlfriend and I don't see you anymore after that, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
So there you have it.
No. I'll let whoever that would be know.
I know where your house is now.
Yikes. Should never let you raid with me. Is it all downhill for the Narwhals now from Jordan? We'll see after this week. So, we got sliders and liners, so some tougher matchups to end out the year.
Sliders is a tougher matchup.
Yeah, tougher than the last few weeks have been. We got lucky with the Bombers, with Brett not being there, and then Mills being the first time in CVG. So
he didn't pan out how I hoped he would.
Yeah.
Sad.
Caleb,
What?
is it downhill for the Narwhals?
I'm just trying to play the show at this point. It isn't GBL.
What's
Continue.
a good celebrity? Nope, we're gonna skip that one.
Nope.
Go
Go on. You got halfway. Come on.
Did we break a record for beer sales last week? I wasn't there, but I'm gonna guess absolutely.
We broke a record in claw sales. That's for sure.
Alcohol is what it should be.
Well, Garrett was pretty drunk during our game. I know Tim and Matt bought an entire case of claws for their team. So I'm gonna guess yes, based off of no knowledge of prior years. Claws were out.
Yep.
Greg,
Yeah.
next.
Next question is wrap some beer tomorrow at Jordan Moselle?
Huh?
And the answer was yes. Are we getting wrap some beers tomorrow after the games?
No.
Okay.
I have to work
Maybe.
Thursday.
Maybe.
It's gonna be a long day for me Thursday.
Next question. Sorry.
Yeah. Greg's sexting his new girlfriend
Nope.
in the middle of a podcast. He's
False.
already lost professional hosts. Carl might have been right.
How many STDs does Ashby have?
Christ.
Will Ashby make another Leroy appearance?
No.
Not after that comment.
No. We're probably
Um,
going to get a blog post written about us after that. So
And
continue.
not wrong. And Jordan asks, are you gonna lose to me this week in response to me? So
We don't have to answer everything Jordan asks.
that's true. Why am I
Okay.
taking pictures. Anyway, I'm seeing snaps from Ryan as we're doing
Stop
this
looking at
podcast.
that. Keep
Snaps.
reading the questions.
That's all the questions. That's all we got. Is there any other things we'd like to plug or do before this thing is over? MLB The Show.
I'll say again, feel free to tune in to the NWA accounts to support your GBL legends?
Yeah, so I was going to say something, but then I just decided to tag. So they didn't put the fields. They took a screenshot of all the accounts, but they didn't tag them.
Yeah.
So I chose that moment to tag them all and say thoughts.
Free the fields.
So is there not a fifth field? There's only 4?
Correct.
I don't know.
I always felt like there was a fifth, but a lot of games going to be played this year, 18 teams. And I was trying to explain all the whole death bracket and the or the danger field, the death game, and the tournament style to my mom, and she goes, "That's the most confusing thing ever. I don't know why this is a thing." So young blood.
They're trying to move to 20 teams next year.
Yikes!
So, I mean, Indy wiffle ball has an opening.
Yep.
Will
Absolutely.
Hillsdale be back after this year?
Is Hillsdale going to be a force to be reckoned with?
Watch them come out and have like a Tommy Loftus kind of guy. That would be insane, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'm really interested to see these Maw guys.
Everyone's really hyping them up.
Yeah. Robles he got the front page of the whatever Morenci newspaper,
Yeah. Maw and AWAA picks, very high picks for this year's tournament. So we're going to go try to do our thing.
I'm not making any takes. We'll see who comes out on top Sunday.
Caleb's gonna butt fuck the competition.
We'll see everyone in Morenci. Be sure to catch us on those fields. For Going Corn, this has been Ryan, Caleb, and Greg. Until next time.
See ya.